Right. Right. Okay. So I think in the last class we were trying to replicate one VM from one region to other region. So I think that is exactly what I have done. Yes, Arvind, I have done that. Thanks. So in the last class, what we have tried to do is we have taken a Windows VM and try to replicate that into a different region. Try to replicate that into a different region. Okay. So now we need to use the same site recovery. Okay, Azure Site Recovery to create a replication for an Ubuntu VM and also backup for both the VMs. So let us try to look into how to do that stuff. How to do that stuff. Okay, right. So let me get started. Okay. So before I get started, if you have anything to speak with me on this activity, I think you can go ahead. In the meantime, anyway, since I'm typing, okay. So Azure BCDR continued. Okay. So current replications to be performed. Does everyone in the room have the same setup as what I have? So for example, if I go to the resource groups, yeah, I have a resource group called as operations. Okay, in that I have multiple things. Okay, so now not only resource groups, if I get into virtual machines, okay, so I have web installation, which is a Windows machine, app installation, which is a Linux machine, and both are in East US region. East US region. So yesterday we had asked to do the replication, and I'm quite sure that replication would have finished to all of you. Would have been finished to all of you. Yes. Did the replication finished to all of you? Yeah. So once the replication is finished, okay. So there will be some new security groups added. Okay. So I'll answer your questions first. Okay. So is we use site recovery or recovery services vault to replicate. So Mahesh, please wait. I think that is the exact thing which I'm going to speak about. Okay. By the way, both are same, right? Okay. So in the last class, we had replicated one VM leading to new resource group. We have given a resource group's name, if you remember. Okay. By default, it was okay. Resource group name -ASR. So for me, I think I might have got something like operations hyphen ASR. So operations hyphen ASR. Also look at region because that is also equally important. And the other thing which you need to look at is site recovery vault. Site recovery vault. Okay. So these are the two resource groups which you need to basically look out for. So now go into your resource groups and try to find out if you have something similar to this. Your resource group's name -ASR. Whatever name of your group was. My name of the resource group was operations. So it was operations hyphen ASR. If you would have given a different name, then that would be different name hyphen ASR. Right. Okay. All right. Right. So, right. So do you have something similar to this? Yes, guys. Do you have resource group name hyphen ISR and then site recovery vault? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Good. Okay. Now navigate to site recovery vault hyphen RG resource group. Okay. And in here, okay, you will be seeing these three things. Okay. Or let me give the whole view. Okay. And whenever you create Azure Site Recovery, basically what happens is a vault is created. A vault is created. What is a vault? Think of vault as a huge storage unit which can basically store the server's information which you are trying to replicate or take a backup. Okay. So, and then Azure has given an automation account. This is for the people who want to do some kind of an automation account, for some kind of an automation using CLI or PowerShell. And then storage account. Storage account is basically for storing some of the data. So that is basically it will store some caches. Here we have these three things in your vault. Okay. So go over there. Okay. And navigate to site recovery vault. Okay. Servicing site recovery vault. Just navigate to this. Okay. So when you navigate to site recovery vault, you will be seeing options for adding a backup, adding a replicate. Okay. So in the earlier class, you have looked at multiple options. Okay. Now this is one place. From this one place, you can basically take a backup or replication from any region, from any region into this, any region into this. Okay. And it is for multi-services. Multi-services. If you remember in the last class, we have tried to basically take a replication from one different machine, from one machine itself. So we have gone into Azure virtual machine, we have gone into disaster recovery, and then we were trying to basically take a backup or take a replication of that. So in the last class, what is it we have done? We have gone into virtual machines. Okay, we have selected virtual machine. Okay, I selected the virtual machine. Okay, right, and then once we have selected the virtual machine, we have scrolled down and then we have gone into a section which is called as disaster recovery. And over here, disaster recovery was set up. Okay, so are you seeing now? This is okay. This is how a individual VM's disaster recovery would look like. Individual VM disaster recovery. Okay, right. So this is how it would look like. If you go with individual VMs backup, the story would be same. The story would be same. So let me try to save it. Yeah, I think I've saved it. Good. So now let us go back to our site recovery. Okay. So if you go to site recovery vault, okay, are you seeing backup? Now I can add a backup. Okay. Now the scenario is using Azure setup backup for Windows and Linux VM using Azure Site Recovery. Okay. What is that you have to go is go to Site Recovery and click on Add Backup. Okay. Then here it is asking what is where is your workload? Is workload is in Azure, is in Azure Stack, or is in Azure Premises? Right now we are speaking about Azure to Azure Site Disaster Recovery. And what is that you want to take a backup of? Do you want to take a backup of virtual machine or do you want to take a backup of this? So let me quickly take the screenshots of it. This would be 17. Okay. I want to take a backup of Azure, configure backup. Yeah, anyway, we are doing in the class, right? Why do we need to basically worry about the stuff? Right now, it says that daily it will take a backup at 12:30 VM, 12:30 PM UTC. If you don't like that, you can create a new policy. If you don't like that, you can go with a new policy. Right now, I'm not doing that. I'm okay with the default policy. Now, I'll add virtual machines. Then it will try to tell that, okay, the virtual machine which you can add is this. Okay. For this virtual machine, you can add a backup policy. Okay. Why am I not seeing the other virtual machine? Why am I not seeing the other virtual machine? Okay. Let us look into it. Okay. So let me go into virtual machines. Okay. I go to WebINST. Okay. I go to backup. I go to the backup. Select existing backup. Okay. So right now I don't have recovery services for Vault. Vault for backup. Okay. Good. So I'm unable to do a backup because I don't have recovery services Vault for that. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. But then I should be able to do a recovery, right? At least replication, right? So let us see if I can do replication. So backup is not getting possible. Let me see if I can do replication. Okay. Source is Azure. Are you performing a migration? Source location is East US. Resource manager. Okay. Resource group operations. Okay. Do you want availability zone based? If it is zone based, you can click on OK. Otherwise, you can click on the other stuff. So I am selecting app. Click on OK. Okay. I was unable to do backup, but I'm able to do replication. That's the whole point which I'm trying to set up. Okay. Now, what is the target location? My target location would be Central US. Okay. So then it is asking, do you want to customize anything? Target subscription is same. Network policy is same. Okay. Target resource group is same. Retention policy is same. Do you want to create any different stuff? Click on create target reports, resources and then enable replication. So if you see the site recovery services vault, which I have used for replication, I am unable to use the same thing for backup. Setup replication for Linux VM. Using Azure Site Recovery, create a new recovery services vault, okay, in other region, in other region. So it is always a good habit to basically do the individual backup of one VM and then use that for all the other VMs, right? So now let us see what happens. Okay. We are not able to do backup because you are trying to use the replication vault which was created for replication, okay, which was enabled for replication, okay, that was specifically designed for replication, okay, right. But if I go and then if I create Azure site recovery, okay, and go and create a site recovery vault. This is my own vault. I am not automatically creating. This is my own vault. Okay. So create new test recovery or test backup. Okay. Right. And then vault name is test. Okay. So then it will not be in the East US. It will be in the Central US. Okay. So when you basically go ahead and do something like this is a generic vault. This is a generic vault. Okay. So earlier all of this used to work. Now Azure has introduced something called as Azure Backup. Azure has introduced something called as Azure Backup. Okay. With Azure Backup coming into play, there were some changes that were actually being done. There were some changes that were actually being done. Okay. So those changes were basically you have to create a recovery services vault with a backup policy, with a backup policy. And generally, when you create a site recovery, what you tend to get is recovery services vault with replication also enabled. So, for example, if I go into the virtual machines, okay, let me go with app inst, okay, where okay, this is where the replication is happening. So let me take the web inst. This is where replication is already set up. If I go to backup, okay, if you see the basic idea over here is I cannot select the existing vault. Okay. So there is no existing vaults in this VM subscription, which is meant for Azure backup. That is the reason why you are unable to do it. So you have to create a new recovery services vault, call it a backup vault. Okay. Call it a backup vault. And then this is basically where you want to create it. So if you want, you can go with the same resource group or you can call it as a backup resource group. Okay. And then enable backup. So this vault is basically designed for backup. Whereas other vault is basically designed for replication. So whenever you are creating the vaults, ensure that, okay, especially Azure to Azure disaster recovery, you have to be different. But when it comes to the other areas, it's okay. That's how it works. That's how it works. All right. So create a new using Azure Site Recovery Vault. Okay. Let me do one thing. Using Azure Site Recovery Vault. Okay. Or let me do this. Navigate to VM. I think in the last class itself, we have basically done this, right? We have shown the UI over here, Azure Backup. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. There are already images, right? Okay. Navigate to the operations hyphen backup blade of the VM and enable backup by creating a new vault. Okay. So this is something which you have, at least the screenshot was available yesterday itself. Okay. Right. Let me remove this. Okay. Now for here, the story is simple. Go into Azure Site Recovery and then enable replication. Okay. So this I will give it as an exercise. I have shown you how to do this already, but try to do this. Set up a replication for Azure Site VM and create a backup for Windows and Linux VM. I've created backup only for Windows. After that, you have to set it up for Linux also. So how do you do that? Okay. You are playing with two recovery services vaults. Okay. One for replication and one for backup. One for replication and one for backup. So first do it individually from a VM blade and then use the same stuff. So for example, here if you see backup items, it should show you two. Right now, here we don't. Here we have replicated items. Replicated items. Okay. It should show that this is what it is happening right now. So are you seeing this? So this is the status which I want you guys to be in. Yeah. So this is protected, but both should be protected. Both should be protected. Now in the same way, if you go to the backup and then look into backup items. So right now, one item's backup is available, but actually how many we want? We want two. So how do you do that? Go into overview, add a backup. Okay. I want to configure backup for Azure virtual machine. Okay. Default policy. What is the virtual machine we want to add? Okay. I want to add app inst. Select this. Okay. Okay. So understand one thing. Backup is taken in the same region. Replication happens, okay, to the different region in our story. Okay. So from the site recovery services vault, okay, Azure site recovery vault, okay, which is in central US, will be able to take the backup of VMs in same region. Okay. But it can take the replication of VMs in any region. VMs in any region. Am I clear on this? So backup vault has to be in the same region. Replication vault has to be in the different region. Okay. So generally that's the reason why we have two recovery services vault. I have given you the explanation saying that we should have two recovery services vault, right? The actual reason, if you go one level deeper and find out why am I not seeing the options, is generally backup is taken in the same region and disaster recovery, that is replication, is will happen in a different region. So right. So now let me add that point. Backups are taken in the same region and replications in different region. This is the basic stuff. So please try to finish these two things. Okay. Now, if I basically try to do that, okay, okay. Okay, I was trying to do multiple things parallelly. Okay, all right. Okay, is it mandatory to have replication if you are just taking a backup? That is, it is not a mandatory money. Actually, see, there are two different things, right? This is what you want to do when your application fails. When your application fails, do you want to? Do you want to wait for some time, even though if there is a downtime, right? And bring up the machine. Then you go only for backup. If the application fails, if you want your the time for correction to be very less, then you will go for replication. Okay. So if your server fails, now the only thing which you have to do is you have to get into your web INST. Okay. Right. So let us assume this server fails for some reason. Now what you do is you go into disaster recovery. Okay. And then you say failover. Then what happens? Whatever is present in your VM will actually be done. We actually will be moved, or the other machine becomes a primary machine. But in the case of backup, that doesn't work that way. From the backup, you have to restore and create a new VM in the same region. There will be a lot of work. There will be a lot of work. Okay. So I think we have discussed this in the cloud essentials money. I think you should go through that. Those videos are already shared with you. But the whole idea is replication is for quick recovery. Backup is, yeah, we have a backup. Using that backup, we have to create one more virtual machine. You have to do a lot of work. But when it comes to uh, basically replication, it is all about failing over. It is all about failing over. Right. Yeah. Is automated failover possible in uh, is automated failover possible over here? The answer is no. The answer is no. Right? You can automate it. Okay, using Azure automation, whenever your health check is failed, you can programmatically do that. But from UI, there is no automated failover. As the backup is precautionary, I think it would be necessary to be in some other region. No, not required, because all of this data is actually stored in storage accounts. Okay, so Azure storage account, whenever basically the data is getting stored in the Azure Vault, you will have SLAs, so you need not worry about that case. Right? It is better to have backups in the local region. Okay, and in the case of any failures, Microsoft will handle it for you, so you need not worry about it. Whatever you are trying to tell Arvind is correct. If you are doing it in your office, this is completely valid if you are doing it in your office, because you don't have any SLAs. Okay, now here Microsoft is offering you SLAs. That's the reason why we. Okay, right. So, right. So once that is done, let us perform test failover of any replicated VM. Any replicated VM. Okay, so I have one Windows VM where the replication is set up. So I'll try to do the failover to that. Do the failover to that. Yeah. Right. So you can do that from site recovery, or you can do that from individual VMs. Okay, but if you know about individual VMs, you can easily understand what you would be doing with respect to the multiple machines also. So try to finish these two activities first. Okay, once you have done that, then we will perform a test failover and a failover. Okay, then we will delete especially the site recovery and all of that stuff, because this will take some amount. Okay, all right. So do the activity right now. I'm stopping the sharing. You have work to be done. Finish the setting up backup for Windows VM, for Linux VM. Okay, and once you have done both of them, then we will basically look into how to perform a test failover. How to perform a test failover. The question is, can we use this backup for databases? The answer is right. Basically, when you say databases, which databases? Have you gone through the yesterday's notes, Mahesh? If you have gone through yesterday's notes, I think I have given you a links of what can be backed up. Okay, this service can be used to take the backups of SQL databases in Azure VMs. In Azure VMs. Okay, but if you go with Azure SQL PaaS service, you really don't need all of this. For replication, we have geo replication. Okay, for backup, the backup is already having a backup. You have to just tell how many days of backup you want to have. So you really need not have this. Okay, so when you say databases, remember in Azure SQL we have databases which are PaaS. Okay, and databases where we get only VM images. Okay, so this can be used. This approach can be used for this VM images. For PaaS, you really need not this. You need not do this. That is a basic idea. Okay, so please, sir, you have to remember whatever has happened in the earlier classes. This was the stuff which we have discussed while we were discussing SQL. Okay, in SQL servers, the backup works differently in the case of PaaS and in the VM images. Okay, right, right, sir. So please do that activity. I think it will not take too much of time. Try to be fast. Okay, you have to just set it up. Okay, guys, if you are doing the work, please stop it and follow whatever I'm trying to do. Remember, for replicated items, we have said that the group's name is operations-ASR. Okay, so I'll give the screenshots and you do it. Perform a test failover. Okay. The reason is I have to speak about one last topic also. Right. So right. So whenever you're performing a test failover, right, navigate to the resource group created as part of replication. Okay. So I think here, if you see, you will not see a virtual machine. You will just see a disk. So basically, what is happening? Whenever before you run the failover, it is not creating a virtual machine. It is having a virtual disk. It is just having a disk. Okay. Right. Okay. Now navigate to the VM and perform test failover. Okay. So I'll go to my virtual machines, virtual machines. Okay, which is web by NST, which is web by NST, and then I'll get into disaster recovery. Okay. Whew. Right. So this is more than enough. Disaster recovery. Right. And here, once your replication is set up, you will have this options. You will have this options, and I will be basically doing a test failover first. All right. So if you want, you can look into what has been basically backed up, what will be the status. You can look into all of the options, what it will do and how it will work out. Okay, right. Yeah. So I'll go into overview and then I'll basically say test failover. Okay. Test failover is like a test to ensure that whether the failover works or not. Okay. Before doing an actual failover, once we create anything, we all obviously have to do a test failover. Right. I think if you have the options, you can basically do it for me, do it over here also. Then it is trying to tell the in which virtual network do you want to have it. I want to have it in commerce virtual network. Okay. Yeah. It is recommended to have, if you are using, so don't select the production network, try to basically go over here. And then when it comes to recovery point, it is asking basically, right? So latest, do you want to do it or do you want to have anything which is consistent? These are the different recovery points which you have. Okay. And if you want, you can choose a custom recovery point also. So right now, let us go with default since this is a test recovery and let me click on OK. Okay. So do this test failover. Once the test fails, once the test of failover is done, then you will be doing the actual failover. Once you do the actual failover, you can observe the behavior of what happens. Okay, when the failover happens. Right. These are time-taking activities. They are not difficult, but they take time. That's the whole point. Ah, I should not have done dismiss all, man. Okay, fine. Let me see if I can find the status. Okay. Okay. So let me get into virtual machines. Let us see what is the status which we get of web by NST in disaster recovery. I'm interested in only disaster recovery. Okay. So right now it is status is completing test failover. Okay. And then they are creating a test virtual machine over here. Okay. So now what is the status which we got? Yeah. Now let me look into test failover. Test failure of the virtual machine has been completed. Okay. Now let us see what happens. Okay. If you want to understand what has happened in the test failover, you can basically look into this. Right. So let me save this image. Good. So let us get into resource groups. Let me get into operations-ASR. In operations-ASR, okay, if you remember before I basically did this activity, I've said that there is only two things. But right now, are you seeing there is one virtual machine that is created? Okay. So once the test failover is completed, navigate to target resource group, and you should be seeing the VM. Okay. So for that VM, a test VM is basically created. Okay. If you basically look into it. Okay. So right now we don't have any softwares, but if you have softwares, you can log in into this machine and then you can basically look into this. So this is that machine which we were speaking about, right? And then over here, let us see disaster recovery. What are the options which we have in disaster recovery? So, sorry, saying there is a disaster recovery setup for this test and ensure you do this activity. This will clean up the unnecessary data that has been generated due to the test, Okay. Okay. Testing is complete. Delete the failover. Okay. If you want, you can write any notes. Select this option. Okay. And then do OK. That's it. Okay. So this is basically to give you a confidence saying that your failover is happening. Okay. Open the virtual machine. Navigate to VM. And clean up test failover. So whenever you set up basically replication, always ensure that you do a test replication. Otherwise, whatever effort which we have put doesn't make any sense because we will not have a confidence whether it will work or whether it will not. Okay, right. So I think I have to save this. I have done that already. 23, 24. 25 and 26. Right. So clean up this. Okay. This cleanup will take some time, obviously. All right. So right now the cleanup is happening. Okay. So once this cleanup has happened, it will delete whatever has been created as part of test failover, and then you can do the actual failover. You can do the actual failover, right? So every virtual machine, okay, the basic steps are create a replication, and whenever you create a replication, what happens? A site recovery vault gets created. Okay. So this vault can store a lot of information. To be very specific, it stores the disks. Right? Now, once the replication is set up, perform test failover and test failover cleanup. Okay. For confidence. Okay. In the cases of disaster, perform failover. So in replication, actually, if you understand what is basically happening, if you look into the stuff, okay, if you go into the resource group, it is not replicating your virtual machine. It is just replicating your hard disk. It is replicating your disk. Okay. From this disk, the virtual machine gets created in the cases of failover. So will there be a downtime whenever you have a disaster? The answer is yes. Okay. But what will be the basic downtime for this? The amount of time that is taken for you to create a virtual machine. So that is typically, if you take any machine, even in the worst case, it will be 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes. So no matter how big your server is, if you set up the replication, you will have a max time where your application is not working or where your VM is not working for a couple of minutes. In the cases of disaster, that's how it is going to work. Okay. A test failover, as the name suggests, money, that's the same thing, right? So the name itself was test failover. Okay. టెస్ట్ ఫెయిల్ ఓవర్ అని ఎందుకు పిలుస్తాం దానికి? లేదంటే ఫెయిల్ ఓవర్ అని పిలుద్దాం కదా. ఓకే, రైట్. You confused yourself, so correct yourself now. Okay, become clear with what basically we have done. So that's the reason why I've written steps. Okay, now in the actual cases of disaster, now what you would try to do is you would go to your virtual machine. Okay, and then you would do a failover. Am I clear on this? Once you do failover, then a reprotect option comes back. Reprotect is bring back to the actual source. Okay, failover and failback. Okay, so what is failover? So you have something running over here. Okay, if this goes wrong, you have put this as a secondary server. Okay, so in the case of failover, making the other server primary is failover. Okay, so now you have recovered this VM and now you are bringing back your original version of it. This is called as failback. Okay, right, clear on this? All right, so that is basically reprotect. Okay, so this reprotect will not use in the cloud very often, but sometimes whenever you use, if you remember, this is used for on-premises scenarios also, right? Right? So let me try to show you one scenario. Okay, which is I'll go to Azure Site Recovery. Uh, Azure Site Recovery. I'll go with VMware kind of stuff. Okay, VMware. Okay, so don't worry about this stuff. So here, what you are trying to do is, okay, here the story is this. Okay, your organization. This is your office. This is your office. Now, in your office, what you have done is you have VMware. Okay, you have VMware, that is virtual machines. So we have vCenter, you have vCenters, whatever it is. So your virtual machines are over here. Now, what you want to do is you want to set up a disaster recovery between your office and Azure. Okay, so this is a replication. Can I do this? The answer is yes, you can do that. Okay, for that, yeah, you need a very high kind of what do you call very much high kind of high configuration servers and all of that stuff. But it is definitely possible for you to definitely do this activity, right? So now whenever you do this activity, you can do all sorts of replications and all sorts of stuff. You have to just follow the documentation. You have to follow the documentation. So what I'll do is, yeah, I'm just giving you VMware. Okay, disaster recovery. The reason I'll try to tell you one important thing: disaster recovery from VMware to Azure. Sorry, refer here. Okay, all right. There is one more thing. Uh, there is one interesting option in this. Uh, Run 1 minute. Okay, I'll do one thing. Reprotect Azure VMware. 1 minute. There is one image where they will try to basically speak about it. Site recovery. Yeah, good, good. This is what I was looking out for. Open image in new tab. This is a very huge image, but just have a look at this stuff. Okay, so this is your on premises. Okay, let me try to give this stuff. There is one reason for showing you this image. Okay, right. Okay, so some of the teams during this pandemic, okay, or because they were not available in the offices, their data, for example, all the offices are not working in full strength. So basically, what they have done is many organizations have set up a replication into clouds. So, for example, if you want to move your organization is using VMware, if your organization is using Hyper-V, even if your organization is using a physical servers, right? So before this lockdown, many organizations have looked at these options of basically setting up a disaster recovery into cloud. setting up a disaster recovery into cloud. Okay, so the reason why I'm showing you this image is, okay, we do migration. This is no different than migration. When we learn migration, we basically discuss about the same points. But the whole thing which you need to understand over here is, when required, migration and replication are the same things. All right. So replication means it will only replicate the data. Migration means it will replicate and it will fail over. That is, migration is replication plus failover. Okay. So you should be able to do the replication also. Okay. And when we speak about migration in the Azure Migrate kind of services, so internally it will use the same Azure Site Recovery. Okay. Right now we are directly using the Azure Site Recovery, but there it will internally use the Azure Site Recovery. And there are many organizations who had gone for this kind of an architecture. Okay. So if you are anything less than 2 or 3 or 4 years or 5 years of experience, you need not even worry about it. So this is especially for the people who are greater than 5 years experienced. Okay, till 5 to 20. That is a hotline at this moment, right? During this uh, tough phase. So please have a look at this architecture. If you're anything less than 5 years, I'm not concerned. If you don't understand, it's okay. I'm not even also looking up for this. But if you're anything greater than 5, have a look at this image. Okay. And if you have done the Azure migration, I think there is nothing new in this. Okay. But if you have not done the Azure migration, remember about this image. And when we try to speak about Azure migrate, okay, also have a look at this image at that moment, because you have to speak about this point. During this shutdown, we had set up a replication, a disaster recovery plan into the cloud, because, right, on the other end, in our offices lab also, we had very few resources. That's one of the suggestion. And in future, you might see a lot of this. You might see a lot of this. Okay. Right, sir. Okay. Fine. When I replicate in vaults, enabling it is getting failed. There is no problem. What you can do is, the resource group which you are trying to give is already created. Try to give a new resource group. That could be the error, Shweta, at a max. Okay, right. Is VMware business getting affected of AWS and Azure Rise? First thing is, money. Let us not worry about VMware. Let us not worry about Azure. It is, we work for ourselves, right? Okay. So I am quite sure that you are also working for your income, your revenue. Are you worried about VMware's revenue? I don't think so. You should be. Okay. So my suggestion to you is, focus on your revenue rather than worrying about organizational revenue. And what we do over here is to increase your revenue. ఓకేనా? అర్థమైందండి? మనం మన జీతాల గురించి ఆలోచిద్దాం. వాళ్ళ గొడవ వాళ్ళు చూసుకుంటారు. యా, రైట్. Okay. So I'll stop it at that, and we'll meet again in few minutes in DevOps class to continue our discussion on Maven. Right? Thanks. Okay, sir. Bye.